विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निधि नामिनी नमाय विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निधि नामिनी नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रसारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी असत्यादेशतारिणी नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रसारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणी. All the back. Take all the. Keep it in the table. Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Haratika Shobha. 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 Janavi tadavane jagamana loba. Janavi tadavane jagamana loba. Shivataki neni taicha pamikadadara. Shivataki neni taicha pamikadadara. Shivataki neni taicha pamikadadara. Shivataki neni taicha pamikadadara. Nika ideyat vaidasini vasa shadradara. Nika ideyat vaidasini vasa chandradara. Jiva bose achi gauracha ratna simachani. Jiva bose achi gauracha ratna simachani. Jiva bose achi gauracha ratna simachani. Harati ko rena brahma adi devagane. Harati ko rena brahma adi devagane. Vanarahari adi kori samara dulaya. Shiva Narahari Adi Kori Amara Dulaya. Shiva Narahari Adi Kori Amara Dulaya. Jaya Mukunda Vase Kosuadhigaya. Jaya Mukunda Vase Kosuadhigaya. Shiva Shankar Baji Kanta Baji Baji Karatala. Shiva Shankar Baji Kanta Baji Baji Karatala Shiva Shankar Baji Kanta Baji Baji Karatala Shiva Shankar Baji Kanta Baji Baji Karatala Adurami Tanga Baji Paramarasala Adurami Tanga Baji Paramarasala Gaurangi Kahati Shobha Jagajanamana Luba Gaurangi Kahati Shobha Jagajanamana Luba. Singing. Sanka baje, kanta baje, madur 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 baje. Sanka baje, kanta baje, madur 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 baje. Madur 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 baje. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai. Shiva Bagu Koti Chandra Jini Madana Ujvala. Shiva Bagu Koti Chandra Jini Madana Shiva Bagu Koti Chandra Jini Madana Ujvala. Shiva Bagu Koti Chandra Kala Deshe Vanamala Ori Jalamala Kala Deshe Vanamala Ori Jalam Shiva Shiva Sukha Narada Preme Gadadara Shiva Shiva Sukha Preme Gadadara Shiva Shiva Sukha Narada Preme Gadadara Shiva Shiva Sukha Narada Preme Agati Vinota Deki Gaurara Sambhada Deki Gaurara Sambhada Agati Vinota Deki Gaurara Sambhada Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Aura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Aura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Louder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga. Oh, Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga, Gaura Hari. Oh, Nitai Gauranga, Gaura Hari. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hari. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hari. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hari. Gaura Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Gaura Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Jai Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hari. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hari. Gaura Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Gaura Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Jai Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Jayo Radha Madhav Hari Radha Madhav Hari Radhe. Jayo Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe. Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Sinaji Gopal, Sinaji Gopal, Sinaji Gopal, Jaya Sinaji Gopal, Jaya Sinaji Gopal, Sinaji Gopal, Sinaji Gopal, Jaya Sinaji Gopal. Jaya Nitai Gaura Hari, Jaya Nitai Gaura Hari, Nitai Gaura Hari, Jaya Gaura Hari, Jaya Nitai Gaura Hari, Jaya Nitai Gaura Hari, Nitai Gaura Hari, Jaya Gaura Hari. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra. Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram, Vasita Pavana Sita Ram. Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram, Vasita Pavana Sita Ram. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman, Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Please sit for 2 minutes, everyone sit down. So, nursing prayer. Evam Vishnupada Paramamsa Pariviracharya Stotra Sada, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki. Evam ISKCON Founder Acharya, BVT Founder Acharya, Savior of the whole world, Srila Prabhupada ki. Evam Vishnupada Paramamsa Pariviracharya, Nityalila Prishta, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki. Ananda Kodi Vaishnava Vrunda ki, Ramacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki, Sat Goswami Prabhu ki, Prem Chako Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vashadi Gaur Bhakta Vrunda ki, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopu Gopina, Shyam Kunda, Radha Kunda, Giri Govardhan ki, Vrindavan Navadip Dham ki, Madhura Dham ki, Jagannath Puri Dham ki, Dwaraka Dham ki, Ganga Mai, Yamuna Mai ki, Bhakti Devi Tulasi Maharani ki, Samayeta Bhakta Vrunda ki, Harinam Sankirtan ki, Sankirtan Mahayajna ki, Transcendental Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Pushan ki, Shri Shri Radha Madhav Hari ki, Srinathji Gopal ki, Nitai Bhagavan ki, Assembled Vaishnava Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaura Pramnandi. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Praladaladarayine. Hiranyakashi Purva रक्षः शीलतङ्कानकालाय इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहो यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा कहे नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो नरसिंहमहं शरणं प्रपद्ये तव करकमलावरेण अद्भुत शृङ्गां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुरेन्दा केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय, भक्तराज महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, जगत गुरु शीला प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे।
Hare Krishna everyone. Hare Krishna everyone. That's better. So thank you all for joining us for the evening Sandhya Arati. We started a small series of presentations on Vaishnava Sadachar, Vaishnava etiquette last week, and we're going to continue them for another 7. So today 1 and then 6 more sessions on Friday evenings. And I know that some of you may not be aware of that, and I've just come for the Sandhya Arati, which is fine, and you're welcome to stay for the presentation. If not, you're also, it's okay if you wanted to leave as well. So I just wanted to let you know that we have a presentation on Vaishnava etiquette today from 7 to 8, and then we have prasadam after that. I was just wondering if we have time for just blessings for those of you who want to leave. So I'm just going to ask our Pujari to give blessings for those of you who may want to leave early. So we'll try and do a quick blessings, and then we'll start the class. So etiquette basically is a code of behavior, how you conduct yourself. And if we follow proper rules of etiquette, then we don't cause any offenses, or we don't annoy anyone, In fact, we might charm people, so it can work, in the other ways very nicely as well. And last week we talked about Vaishnava Sadachar, the importance of it, and especially for the leaders, people who lead, the importance of Vaishnava Sadachar and etiquette. And we covered a lot of ground last week, and today we're going to be talking about scope and meaning of Vaishnava etiquette. Because Vaishnava etiquette, as the title says, it's, different types of conduct is expected in different societies. There's the legal, if you are in the legal profession, there's different etiquette. If you are in accounting, there's different rules and regulations, different etiquette you have to follow, and so forth. Socially, there are different etiquettes in different communities, different etiquettes. So we are talking about scope and meaning of Vaishnava etiquette today, and the class is going to be presented by His Grace Rasakrita Prabhu. He's a disciple of His Holiness Romapad Swami, and he participates in our morning sadhana program, where he gives Srimad Bhagavatam classes on rotation basis, and he also helps us with our Sunday school classes. He substitutes for a couple of our teachers on Sundays, and he's been coming to the temple for a couple of decades now, and he has a family, and they all are very, very good role models in as far as they all follow Vaishnava Krishna consciousness, and they've been progressing nicely right in front of our eyes. So please welcome His Grace Rasakrita Prabhu to give today's class. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I can. I'll start with that. Yeah, there's a. Keep it a little far. It's too intimidating for me. Too close. Oh, thank you, Prabhu. I need all the help.
Coming for the first time, you can reach your phone number and email address.
Yes. Jaya. We'll start with the kirtan, and then we'll. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari.
Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari.
Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana.
Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana.
Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana.
Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana.
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते रोमापत्स्वामीति नामिने नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाशात देशे तारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धु एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Yeah, this is fine. Let me see. Can you hear me now? Yes. Yeah, this is good. No, I don't know why it's here. But it may help me. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak for my own purification. My range of class usually is just 10 minutes during the Srimad Bhagavatam class. So this is like 60 minutes. So it is like 6 times, more work, more capacity I need to speak. So I'll need 3 things for all of you. One is patience, so tolerate me. Second is participation, so I feel that I'm not making you bored. And third is prayers, so that I can deliver the message that's supposed to be delivered as part of the series, but not what I wanted to deliver, right? So, whatever good things you find in the class, consider that it came from the acharyas, and whatever other things came out which was not according to Shastras, maybe I added it, so ignore that. So, last week we had this nice session on Vaishnava Sadachar. So first class was given by our own Anand Chaitanya Prabhu. Very difficult to follow that feat. So first session was around Vaishnava Sadachar for the leaders. So we'll do a little bit of recap so that we can refresh that based on what he spoke. And I'll try to summarize few things, but feel free to add anything if I missed anything, right? So first point was he made is we should be doing things for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna, right? Whatever we do. Second thing is it's very important that we follow the instructions of the right authorities, right? So we should not act as if we are independent, right? We should follow the instructions of authority nicely. Also, this is a little bit my words, but don't be a $50 Vaishnavas. What that means is, if you come in nice dhoti, which is $20, nice jabba, which is $20, $5 of tilak, and $5 of kantimala, right? It makes you like my nice $50 Vaishnavas, but that will not take you back to Godhead. It will give a good impression on people that he is a nice devotee or that and that, but it will not impress Krishna. So try to change or try to bring change from inside rather than focusing on the external appearances and other things, right? Also, we are here for training. So when we say here means when we engage in our community, when we engage in our temple, we are here for our training. That is our training to go back to Godhead, right? Also, do not create your own process, right? There is already a well-defined process by our acharyas, especially in Gauda Vaishnavas. They have spent a lot of time and energy like creating a different scriptures like Hari Bhakti Vilas, Nectar of Instructions, and even Srimad Bhagavatam, right? The subtle messages are there. So if we study very nicely under the instructions of senior devotees, then we can learn those lessons, and so that way we don't have to create our own process on that. And the one more point is we may belong to one zone, one temple, one area, but do not forget that we are all part of a body called ISKCON. Right? We are representing ISKCON, which is Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON. So regardless of which temple we are or where area, which community we belong, at the end of the day, we are representing Krishna and Radha Madhav Hari and ISKCON to the outside people. So when you go and behave and do certain things, keep that mind that people will not see as this person or that person. Sometimes they label, oh, that Krishna guy, right? Yeah, I remember that. Oh, you are Hare Krishna guy and doing like this? So they will always remember us and put a label on us because we are presenting ISKCON. So just be very mindful when you go and interact with other people. And then the last main point is the leader. As a leader, we should develop the Vaishnava qualities, right? So we should demonstrate those qualities when we go outside. So those are some of the points that I was able to remember. But I would call out to audience, as I said, participation, please. So anything that I missed or any important point that you guys think that came out from the last lecture?
So I remember Mr. Tanebu mentioned that we should be very strict about listening from what our acharyas have given us the instructions.
Yeah.
We don't need to go listen to other people. I mean, we are not saying they're all wrong. Maybe they're right.
Yeah.
But we have to have that focus to only listen in our
Yeah, that's very true. Nice point. Sure. So Niranjan Swami, I was listening to lecture that he made a very nice point that devotion is not ISKCON property, right? So devotion it could be beyond ISKCON as well. So we should go and respect all of them. But at the same time, make sure you understand your boundaries, right? That we are bound by our Gaudiya Vaishnavas and our Acharya Parampara. So in process of embracing the different things, do not lose your convictions. Don't lose your fundamentals in ISKCON. But yeah, that's very nice point. Thank you, Prabhu, for sharing that. So today's session is around Sadachar, what is meaning and scope. Right, so very important topic for me, especially when I was contemplating on that, and I was thinking this is the foundation. Anything in our corporate world, right? They said if you understand the meaning of why are you doing that, then it's easy. It comes with easy that if you don't understand and connect the why, then sometimes very difficult. We become complacent, or we don't even lose, interest in doing these things. So the way I'm going to go with this today's session is, first we're going to go explore the meaning. Then we will understand why Sadachar is very important, right? Then we will go to the scope of the Sadachar, right? So what does that mean is dealing in a Vaishnava community. Like how do we deal within our temple and congregations? How do we deal when we deal with other temples within our Vaishnava community? And then we'll go beyond that, where how do we deal with the external people, right? Like we will be dealing with some influential peoples. We'll be dealing with people of the other faith. That is always we will come across, right? So how should we follow and how should we deal with them? But before we go that, it's very, very important that we understand the why and meaning of Sadachar, right? So the word Sadachar has two words, Sat and Achar. Achar is not a pickle, okay? So please don't think about food. If you are hungry, you may think about it. But Achar means not pickle. So let's start with first word, Sad, right? So Sad means, it's also called Sat. So there are like multiple meanings of that word Sat. True, good, right? So Krishna, we call like Krishna's body is Satchitanand. Sat means eternal, and then true, right? But in this context of Sadachar, we are using the word good, right? So here, Sad means good. That's the meaning we're gonna take. And then second word is Achar. So Achar means your behavior or conduct, right? So that's why we call Srila Prabhupada Acharya, because through his acharan, then his behavior, he demonstrated like what we should do, things, how we should do. He spoke later, but first he was showing by his behavior how certain things needs to be done, right? So that's called Achar. So that's why we have this word Sad and Achar, right? So that meaning is clear, Sad and Achar, Sadachar. So when I was looking like how do we translate this into English, right? So Sadachar translates in a loosely way as an etiquette, right? That's the closest word comes to an English language, which is etiquette. So I was looking at the meaning of the etiquette, because I usually used to follow Vaishnava Prabhu, and these are the things I learned from him, is like go into the deeper into the meaning of the things you are doing. When you go a little deeper and understand why are you doing, then it becomes more and more clear, and then you will be related to more and more, and you'll be actually enthusiastic. You'll become enthusiastic to do it more. So the etiquette means the conduct or procedure required by good breeding. Breeding means upbringing, or prescribed by authority to be observed in a social or official life. Okay? So etiquette means conduct or procedure required by good upbringing, or something that is prescribed by authority in your social or official life. That is the general meaning of etiquette, right? So, for example, like, we have learned so much in this sense. There are a couple of ways we learn things. For example, as a kid, if they are not playing nicely with the other kid, always parents says, be nice, right? Be nice to the other kids. So that's how, we teach our kids, how to follow certain etiquettes. The second way is we learn through some authority or some rule book, right? Like, for example, we go to school, they have their own rule book. Like, you cannot do certain things, you cannot make noise in the class. Or if you go to office, you have to follow some conducts, rules and things like that, right? So that's an etiquette. But now we have to go one step further. So these are the basic etiquettes that we have to follow where we go anywhere, right? But then next level is Vaishnava Sadachar. So how this definition came out is the conduct or procedure required by Vaishnava, good breeding or training, and or prescribed by Vaishnava authority to be observed in Vaishnava's life. So what that means is Vaishnava behavior you learn two ways. Either you are born in Vaishnava family and you learn all those etiquettes through your upbringing, or second is you follow authority, follow the scriptures, follow the rules, and understand from the senior devotees, and you understand how to follow the etiquettes or Vaishnava etiquettes. Now, like me, most of us came in ISKCON probably late in the game. So we mostly learn all our etiquettes either through some devotees or or through rule books. But there are few devotees, right? They're born in a devotee's family, so they already know a lot of Vaishnava etiquettes. Like some kids impresses me, Shubhangam and some kids like they're wearing dhoti, and I was till now I was a little bit shy of wearing dhoti and Vaishnava clothes, right? Because for different reasons. But they are all born with that. So there is another thing that when you come to temple, when you come to Vaishnava community, right, you should come with the Vaishnava attires. So they are born like that. So, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also mentioned in last lecture that our authorities has already given us the rule book of Sadachar, which is through Hari Bhakti Vilas, Nectar of Instructions, and then if you follow Srimad Bhagavatam, right? So that is the kind of a meaning of a Vaishnava Sadachar. Now, this is a little bit interactive session now. So we're going to go into the meaning of why. Why there is a need for, why we need to observe Vaishnava Sadachar. So this is a question for audience. Why do we need to do that? And we're going to go to multiple whys, because my Guru Maharaj says that when you ask first why, your, crammed answer will come out, right? Because we all know some answers by hearing some devotees. Then you ask another why, then you ask another why, and then you go really deep into that meaning. So we're going to go through that little bit of that. So let's go with the first why. Why do we follow Vaishnava Sadachar? Okay, that's good. It feels good. Set an example. Okay, why? There you go. Why? What is that? Okay, that's what I was saying, that we know these good answers. That always we want to know, we want to please Guru and Krishna, but why? What happens when Guru and Krishna is pleased? What happens after that? Okay, what happens after we get mercy of Krishna? Okay, where do you want to go that? Okay. Okay, what happens when we institute the relationship with Krishna? Okay, why we want to go to the service of the Krishna? Okay, I think we need to go more in the whys. I thought 5 whys will get me the answer that I'm looking for, but I think looks like we need to go into more. But Abhi hum log Prabhu, I'm telling you, we are not that level, we say Krishna is happy and I am also happy, right? Krishna has become happy with so many things, but let's do soul searching. Are we really doing all the things that really Krishna is making happy? No, right? Maybe out of 10, we are doing 4 or 5 things that makes Krishna happy. But we have 6 things we are doing that in the name of Krishna, we making ourselves happy. And then we are putting a label on Krishna that, Krishna, I am making you happy. So we need to understand why. Why I'm asking is, this is what I was contemplating on the meaning, and then I was thinking why really? I think I should ask myself why I should be doing it, right? So yes, ultimate purpose, and I'll give you one example why. So my daughter Gia, right? She is studying the French. So I give a heads up that I'm going to give her name. So she tells me one beautiful thing. He says, Daddy, I'm studying French. I said, yeah, good. He says, when you go to France, right, and if you are in an elevator, and if you have 5 people, 10 people, how many, doesn't matter how many people there, first you have to tell everybody bonjour. Otherwise, they will get offended. He says, wow. If you go to any restaurant or anywhere, you have to say bonjour to them. Otherwise, they will get also offended. I said, why you want me to know about French? Or France people, how do I care? He says, no, if we go to France, then we need to understand, right, where and what people behave their way. So yeah, that makes sense. That we do. So our goal is to go back to Vrindavan or Golok Vrindavan, right? So we need to understand that how things work in Golok Vrindavan, right? So like example of army, right? Somebody is preparing to become a army soldier. So he does lot of training, right? And then when you ask him why you're doing, definitely he's doing to please the hiring authority. That's the first answer, right? But once he gets into the army, then he also gets through another set of trainings. So when you ask him, why are you going through this training? So he says, why he's going through another? Because he's already done through all the weightlifting, he has made a good muscles. But why does he have to go through second set of trainings? Can somebody answer that?
Between other.
When he goes into the action, right, at that time, things will become more clear for him, right? What to do, how to react, how to handle certain situations, right? Exactly the same way. So when we are following the Vaishnava Sadachar, right, our goal is definitely want to go back to Godhead. Now, I can tell myself that, most of the time we want to go to because we are so tired of this material life, right? I mean, let's be honest. Krishna, this is pain in the neck. Handle with this, money, people, office. This is pain in the neck. Take me back. I heard that good things over there. Like I tell my daughter, you don't get sick. Oh, daddy, we don't get sick also? Oh, there is no school? Oh, wonderful. Let's go back to Godhead. Perfect, right? That's what we all usually, I'm talking myself. Maybe you guys are exalted, so you may have a better meaning or purpose for that. But that's what I'm thinking that, why we want to go back to Godhead, because Krishna, a good place over there. Just, you have so many millions of Vaishnavas serving you, I'll just stay behind, and then you enjoy, they are all to serve you, I'll just stay behind and just keep me happy, right? Most of it, at least that's what I was contemplating, that is it the meaning for me going over there? Probably not, right? So Ananda Chaitanya Prabhu, right, he got a very good example last time, and that struck my mind, that, when gopis, right, when they are serving Krishna, when they do the first service, they do not wait that how Krishna is enjoying that service. As soon as they are done with the service, they go to the next service immediately, because they don't want the pleasure also of that service. Why typically what we do is, when we do some service and we just say, Prabhu, how was the food? Is it good? Why didn't you told me then? Right? So, or nobody observed today. See, I did floor so clean, nobody give me any compliment, right? How is it that? So, we are always looking for that, even the pleasure of the doing service. So, in Goloka Vrindavan, that is not the case. They are always Radha and Krishna is at the center. They are always looking for the pleasure of Radha and Krishna, and that means giving up their own pleasure, right? Immediately moving to the next service. So that's why it's very important, right, that if you are planning to the Golok Vrindavan, then we better learn those etiquettes. We learn how that world looks like, right? If we go to a place from here to somewhere, like say Hawaii or somewhere, you just don't plan that I'm just going to go Hawaii, right? You plan. What are the people in Hawaii? What do they do? How do they interact? What things I can do over there, right? So this is, we are talking about going back to Godhead and to Krishna's lok, right? Other perspective you look at it is, let's say there is always a black sheep in a family, right? So somebody is notorious, has done something, bad things in the life. Now he comes back and tells the father, Father, I want to come and stay in your home. Can I come back? Do you think father will agree? Father would says, yeah, you are my son, I love you, but hey, we have other people also in the family. I don't want you to come and disturb them, right? So just first, let me do one thing. If father is rich, he says, how about I'll give you a nice apartment, or I'll give you another home, okay? Just go and stay there. And then let's see how you behave, what you learn. Let me observe that. And once we feel that you are in a good condition, you are ready to be mingled with other family members, you're not going to spoil them, then I will let you come inside, right? So why would you think that Krishna would think differently? He has nice gopis and gopas and all pleasure going on, and we go with our notorious mind to pleasure ourselves, right? Why would Krishna say that, yeah, please come? Krishna is very kind father, but he is also very mindful about that, right? So when I was contemplating on why why we want to do sadachar? This is the reason. We are training ourselves actually. We are training ourselves when we go back to Godhead, what we gonna do, right? How we gonna serve Krishna? Whatever service you are doing here, right? The service you're gonna do in Golok Vrindavan as well. So whenever you're doing any service, think about it, like, how this service I'm going to do in Golok Vrindavan, so it's going to help Krishna and it will give a smile on Krishna. Maybe we cannot see that smile on Krishna, but at least, we should go with the mindset that I'm going to serve Krishna, right, in that fashion. So that's why. Now coming back to, I was contemplating same thing, Mataji. Every answer comes back to pleasure of Krishna and Guru, right, which is a cheesy and nice answer. Yes. But why would Guru smile? Tell me. What would Guru think when he smiles? Right? When he gives his mercy, what he would think, right? So let's say a father, right? When you're training your child, math problem, and he does very nicely, or she does very nicely, then your father will think, wow, right, this, my girl or daughter is ready, right? So when we say Guru and Krishna is smiling because of our nice behavior, Guru is giving a mercy and thinking that, my efforts are now successful. My son or my spiritual daughter is training well so that he will be qualified and Krishna will finally accept them, right? So that's why Guru and Krishna smiles upon, and that's why we're looking for the mercy of Guru and Krishna. And we want to see smile of Guru and Krishna, because when they smile, they think, okay, my son or daughter is taking one more step. And finally, one day, Krishna will allow him to come back to the Godhead, And Golok Vrindavan, he will give him an eternal place, right? So that's why this why is very important. That make sure we find our why. Why we are doing certain service, right? Why we want our Guru to smile on us. Why we want Krishna to smile on us. Because this is the reason that, we are ultimately preparing ourselves. Guru is preparing us for, right? That's the reason for Guru. Guru is our master. Master's job is to prepare student for something, right? Exams or maybe a future life. So that's what Guru is doing for us. So when we please the Guru with our good behavior and good etiquettes, then, that's where we get his mercy. So that's why I was trying to get to the why. I hope that I didn't offend anybody. But, so that's why I said, Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhuyavacha. Patita nam pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namo. That's another Vaishnava etiquette, right? That, मेरा भक्ति में problem नहीं आना चाहिए भाई. But, so let's take some examples, right, of Vaishnava etiquettes, right? I'll give you a couple of, and then I'll open for some input from you guys, right? So some I learned from, like, as I said, I'm not from Vaishnava family. So I learned some of this from after so many years by associating with some devotees who pointed out and say, hey, this is how it should be done. So one thing is, like, when we have a arti, right? When we do a sandhya arti or any arti, when we offer arti first to Lord, and then, Divyasham Prabhu or Pujari ji nicely gives the arti, and then say, hey, give it to Srila Prabhupada. So first, next we go and do to Srila Prabhupada, right? Then, what is the next step? Who should we give that after that, which person should we give next the arti? Does anybody, like, I know senior devotees probably know, so but anybody else know? Like, who should we go and give the next arti? What is that, bro? Prabhu, आपको अलाउ नहीं है बोलना. No, you're right, Prabhu. Sorry. Yes, you're right. So the way the sequence we should follow is, after Prabhupada, we should give arti to disciples of Srila Prabhupada, right? And then after that seniority comes temple president. If Srila Prabhupada disciples are not there, then first we should give it to temple president, and then better half, and then vice president, and their better half. And then after that, whoever is senior in the line. So that's how we should follow the routine, and then finally to the all other devotees. That's how we should follow the etiquette, is what I heard. Even like when you enter temple, right, first thing we should do is offer obeisances to Srila Prabhupada. And then at that time we also do like, this Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya, because ideally we should do one-on-one with obeisances to the Vaishnavas, but there are so many devotees together. We do all together Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So what these etiquettes do is protects us from an accidental offenses, right? So Mataji was telling, right, introduction, she was telling that, we don't want any accidental offenses as well in our life. Because those offenses are like, you have a nice pot and you are collecting a nice milk, but the pots have holes under that, small holes. And then you are dripping all the bhakti because of the small accidental offenses, right? So you want to protect yourself from the offenses as well. So when you follow those etiquettes, you save yourself from those offenses that you are not even aware of it, that you already did it. So that protects us. Definitely we don't want to use this to offend somebody and say, Prabhu Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya. No, that's not the intention, right? Don't do intentionally. This is unintentional offenses that we want to save ourselves. So anything that I would pause here, anything that Prabhu or anything we want to senior Prabhu's like you want to comment on that? Did I mistake or made any mistake or any changes? If you heard something different? Yes, Mother.
Just start wonderful class. I just need to mention something on that, on the arti, passing the arti.
Yes.
Yes, of course it goes to first Prabhupada. If there is a sample from Prabhupada, of course we have of course to take it to Srila Prabhupada disciple. Not of course our temple president. And once the temple president, has received the arti and the water, then it can be, distributed to the devotees. Why? Because also practicality, if we have one senior devotee here and another devotee here, whoever is passing the arti is going to be running back and forth. But so it's not practical, and it is understood that it was fully duly given to temple commander or our highest authority.
Yes.
We have to understand that we have ecclesiastical and managerial authority. So if these two are there together, that's great. If not, then it will go to our managerial authority in that regard. So not the person who is leading kirtan is the one who has to go and get the arti first, the water first, and everything. That's not the etiquette.
Thank you, Mataji. See, that's why we need authorities. That we read from the rule book, but then they practically translate that how we should do that.
Just echoing with what Mataji said, because I've heard it from Maharaj or somebody else also. It's like, because if the Janmashtami or some other festivals are there, right?
Oh yeah.
So if it's very difficult to actually go to even Srila Prabhupada, actually what they do is that they just show it from the altar. The person who's going to do the arti, because it's going to be very impractical to actually go through the crowd.
Yeah.
So then it's on the part of the devotee who is actually taking the thing, and then just sprinkling on, not going to each and every person and putting the whole thing, right? In Mayapur they just throw it on the people.
Yes,
so because we had gone to LA also, and over there also Maharaj was there and two sannyasis were there. So yes, they go, but then they were running all over all the place because somebody was telling somebody, no, go and do it over here, give it to him first. No, so we don't do all that. We shouldn't ideally. So like Mataji said, if the temple president is nearby, but they are on the right extreme corner,
so make sure one devotee gathers all of them.
Yes,
and brings them in the front. Make sure that, Mataji, I have to follow the rule, so you have to come in the front, make sure all of you are here.
Next to anyone Prabhupada, because after Prabhupada you have to be there.
Oh yeah, next to the Prabhupada, please. Sorry, Ishwar.
Hare Krishna, Babaji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for a wonderful class.
Oh, it's going on, still going on. We're still halfway. We just covered the high. अभी तो scope तो cover ही नहीं किया हम लोगों ने.
Babaji, One quick question, because I heard that, or I read in the book, Vaishnava Etiquette's book, that when we enter into the temple, even before entering into the temple, we should offer pranam to all the devotees within the temple.
Yes.
Then we offer to the Srila Prabhupada, and then to the deities. But sometimes I see that we offer pranam to the other devotees also. But I also read that in front of deities, we can offer pranam only to Srila Prabhupada or to Guru Maharaj. But not other devotees, because in front of deities, if deities are open.
Got it.
So that's what I remember. If you want to bring more clarity on this.
I have not read it. I heard from some Vaishnava, so maybe that's my heard from somebody. So maybe they didn't have that clarity as well when probably I don't know. So this is not my reading, but this is I heard from somebody that this is what you should do. So but you may be right? I don't know that. So it could be like, we can offer all the obeisances before we enter. Does anybody know?
First of all, before entering, we are always supposed to knock the door first. We can just open the door like that or push it. We knock the door because we are entering the home.
Yes.
We knock the door and when we enter, we offer our respect and Prabhupada and then again, if there's a big crowd, then we just press whatever we can. But after the doors are closed, we will stop. Just like when we're walking into somebody's house or something, we stop and we just stop. Unless somebody's giving class, if somebody's giving class, and that is actually a very big thing. If somebody's giving class, and I have to tell them, no, just not a little bit, because then you are actually disrespecting the person. Not only the person, but for example, if given a class of Bhagavatam, you are disrespecting the person Bhagavatam. So we have to be careful how we do that.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so in the interest of time, okay, we'll move to the next section. But yes, Hare Prabhu, sorry. Prabhu, you were saying something.
I was just mentioning that in front of the deities, we're not supposed to offer obeisances. This is a nectar of devotion. Rupa
okay.
Goswami has mentioned.
I want to clarify.
Sure.
So, what that literally means is, suppose I'm going to take blessings,
yes,
right? And I see the Vaishnava Prabhu, and then I offer to the Vaishnava Prabhu. I think that is offensive because I have Krishna here and he's standing here. But like in temple, like let's say I see my Guru Maharaj, I can definitely offer. But that literally means like in front of deities means right here. I think that's what I understood.
So is it okay to say Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha or no?
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Like whether to ring the bell or it's fine. You can, but as Madi said, pay obeisances.
Yes.
And that's more important. So
Thank you for clarity. See, that's why we need this senior authorities, so they can clarify. People can say anything, but once seniors authorizes, right, like they know the practical things, then it kind of helps get more clarity into that.
I have to
Not just you, everyone else.
No. So the whole point is that because like for Aarti etiquette, right? When you're doing Aarti and all, how this starts is that like for Kirtan standards, you pick up something from some other temple. They are seniors, yes, but that's not officially there.
Yeah.
But you pick it up from somewhere and then you bring it over here. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's
we have to take it back. But if there's a big crowd, you don't have to take it back.
You have to be practical.
So the whole thing is that what is really required and what can be, adjusted by time, place, that has to be also there. Because all these things are going to be invented as we go.
Yeah.
So that's why we need to see how the very senior people are doing and other temples are doing it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Prabhu. No, thanks for the clarity there. So to summarize that, make sure you find our why, not to distract the topic, right? The why we are following Vaishnava Sadachar. Find your reason why, and then create your narration with help of your guru and understand that. Because once you understand the why, right, you will not become complacent, right? It will keep you more enthusiastic to do more, learn more, do more. Why I should do this. So please keep finding the why if you have not found it yet. So the next section is scope. right? So the scope is that, there are multiple sections in the scope. So one is like how do we dealing with our Vaishnava community or within our temple or our congregation, right? How do we do that? So the question is like, what is the main foundation for any relationship? What is the main foundation for any relationship? Yes, perfect. So that's what I was looking for. So trust and respect, right? Important, very important, right? So respect is very important. So I was hearing Niranjan Swami Maharaj's class on the same topic, and he made a very nice point that, respect should be offered to all the levels, right? That is the minimum things you have to do, regardless of who's devotee and who's not, but you should give respect to everyone. But then respect increases, right, on devotion. So for example, like respect should be based on a devotion, not based on just the position, right? So aspire to become a pure in a devotion. That's a good qualification to earn respect. Devotion should be given highest respect. And then people like, so like we should, when we look and then respect, when we are talking about different levels of respect, right? When we see seniors, obviously we have the highest level of respect, then so and so forth, right? But that doesn't mean we disrespect somebody like, "Arey, ye to neophyte hai, abhi to naya hai." I'm senior than you, don't worry about, I know what to do. So, but we should give respect to everyone, right? So, basic respect, everybody wants that, but beyond that, depends on different kind of levels. We should give them the respect, right? So, in a temple and a congregation, right, we have usually we deal with a three kind of consideration. Like Bhaktichari Swami, he pointed out that there is a relationship between senior to junior, right? Junior to senior, and then among the similar kind of among equals essentially, right? So in every congregation you will always have a kind of these three levels. So first is senior to junior, like how should our relationship with that? So Maharaj made a very good point that from senior to junior, the compassion should follow. So when you see a senior devotee, when he dealing with the junior devotee, they should deal with them in a very compassionate manner, right? So Srila Prabhupada, he wrote this to one of his disciples that treat junior devotees as your younger brothers and sisters. Make them feel that you are there for them to assist, and in that spirit, you can take care of them. This way, senior devotee can take care of junior devotee. So this was a Prabhupada's mood when he was giving instructions how senior devotee should treat junior devotee. And Mataji, Shyamani Mataji in the first class, she gave a very good example, right? And then in Janmashtami day in Boston, one devotee was rushing with the carts, and then suddenly he was about to run into Mother Isha. So she didn't get mad at him. She nicely smiled and she said, "Did you remember Krishna today?" And that rang a bell in that devotee's heart and say, "Oh yeah, today's Janmashtami, right? I should keep that spirit of making Krishna happy, and in that spirit, I have to be very careful not to hurt somebody or offend somebody, right?" So that's why it's very important that, from senior to junior, compassion should follow or should flow. Now, how junior should treat senior, right? So, very good example is in our Srimad Bhagavatam. Like Ananda Chaitanya Prabhu said, right? Ananda Chaitanya Prabhu in last session, he said Srimad Bhagavatam, it doesn't call out Vaishnava Sadachar explicitly. But if you studied it very carefully and under the authorities, right, then you'll see that message is implied in the Srimad Bhagavatam in different sections. And one of the very nice interactions are between Vidura and Uddhava. So when Vidura, he, after Mahabharata war was over, he comes back, and then in the forest, at that time he says Uddhava. And Uddhava is in a separation mood because he just heard the Uddhava Gita from Krishna. And then, he was in that mood and he was upset that, Krishna is leaving now. So then Vidura asked him, Uddhava, they have nice interactions, but then he asked Uddhava, can you please advise? So Uddhavaji says that, no, Maitreya is the senior. he should be advising you, not me. So you should go. Krishna has authorized him to advise you. So please go to Maitreya Rishi and then take the advice, right? So this is a very, very, very nice example, like, how devotees, like, when in front of the senior devotee, when you have somebody, like, how you should act when somebody is looking for something, advice, right? So that's how juniors devotees should respect the authority of a senior devotee, because they have a lot of realization, they have gone through the experience, they have gone through the training, so that they are in a better position and we should respect them. Then it comes out to how do you treat among yourself, right, when they are equal, which most of us falls into that category, where Srila Prabhupada pointed out in this one as well, that among devotees there should be friendship. Friendship among who are equal. We should always remember that, Prabhupada always wanted us to cooperate, right? He empathetically gave these instructions that, your love for me is shown by how you cooperate among yourselves. Not just when I'm here, but when I leave this world, right? So this is a very, very, very clear message from Srila Prabhupada, that how we should each deal with each other with nice and cooperation. So this is very nice, letter that Srila Prabhupada wrote to Garga Muni. Srila Prabhupada said that, among yourself, please don't fight. Develop spirit of cooperation. Help each other. Then only this movement will grow. The mood of devotee should be to assist each other, not to exploit each other and lord over each other, right? So when you go and deal with the devotees, you go with an attitude that I am your servant, right? We are addressing devotees as a Prabhu, right? Prabhu means master. So sometimes I was contemplating, like, sometimes we casually say these names, right? But we don't understand the deeper meaning of that, right? When Prabhupada or devotees, when there is a reason why certain things were given to us. So Prabhu means master. But think in your life, right? How many times, hey Prabhu, put it properly, right? So like it's something like servant is telling master, hey master, you're not doing your job properly. So in one sense we are telling Prabhu, but in the other sense we are trying to be their master, right? So our mood should be more humble and, I'm not saying we should not correct somebody, but there is a way to correct things, right? But the mood should be that rather attitude of having like, what you can do for me, what should I do for you, right? That should be the mood of the service when we call somebody Prabhu in our congregation. And then that's a real friendship is what it comes out to. So keep those things in mind as well, right? Sometimes we casually call out, like at least initiated devotees, right? They have names given after other, Krishna or Radharani or senior devotees, right? So we should be careful when we call out those names and what we say after those names, right? Because there we are taking name of the devotees or senior devotees or sometimes Krishna's like direct names. So we need to be careful and avoid those kind of offenses as well. So this is like main 3 points under dealing with within a congregation or in a temple. The next one is how you deal with a different temple. Right, so Bhakticharya Swami made a very good point, few points that I'll call it out, that there are maybe different temples within the city or different areas or maybe they are in the different cities, but if one devotee goes to the next, the territory of the other temple or for book distribution or some other services, that they should take a prior permission from those temple authorities. That, hey, I am trying to do book distribution in your area, please, allow me to do that or give me a permission. And also the mood of that devotee should be that they should act as an extension of the local temple, not as their own way that they're doing the work, right? So they should go as a one. And this is go back to like what Prabhupada was saying, like cooperate with each other, right? Work in cooperation. So, and we are representing ISKCON, not just, one temple versus another temple, right? So when we go outside for all these services, we should go as a service of ISKCON, service of Krishna and Srila Prabhupada, rather than go with our own agenda. So that was the mood or instruction that was given under that. Now, all these topics, I'm sure, there are more discussions are planned in next few weeks, but I'm just going through, just summary of the scope of the Sadachar, right? This is still under context of Vaishnava attitude, etiquettes, and Sadachar. Now, the next part is, how do you deal with outside of Vaishnava community? So, this is very important, because even though you are not in any position in ISKCON, right, you may not be in any position, but still you are a leader. Leader means once you lead, right? And when you go outside, as I was saying earlier, if people that you're associated with ISKCON, then first thing they will do is they will put a label that you are doing some good things or not doing good things because you are connected with ISKCON. So now, and especially for example, if any kid, right? If something he does bad, he says, hey, who is his mother? Didn't teach her good lessons. So as a disciple also, right? When we go and deal with the other people, be careful that, our guru will get a blame if we don't behave in the right way, or if we do something good, our guru will get credit. But we are attached, our behavior is attached with our guru as well, right? His name. So keep that in mind when you go and deal with the outside people. So, there are different ways, right? So, one is dealing with the influential people. So, Prabhupada has a very nice instruction that, you be careful when you go and meet and deal with the influential people. Because they may not be devotee, but that doesn't mean they cannot help you, right? They may be rich, they have some context, or a lot of other things or other ways they can help you. So, when Shyamasundar Prabhu, right, when he was connecting with the Beatles and George Harrison, Srila Prabhupada wrote to him and say, hey, be careful, do not offend them. They are doing very nice service, so deal with them very carefully. So that was the mood of Srila Prabhupada, that, hey, we want to take their services, we want to engage them in our Krishna service, so let's be respectful for them as well. The next is dealing with the people of other faith. So this is we come across a lot, right, when we deal with the faith of other people. So Srila Prabhupada was very broad-minded actually in that sense, that he didn't wanted any discrimination. So there are 2 or 3 different examples that came across in when I was hearing about this lecture. That first was Nanda Kumar Prabhu in London. So he came across a Christian nun, and then he said her Hare Krishna. So the nun in response also say Hare Krishna. So then Nanda Kumar Prabhu says, looks like she's open-minded. So she said he said, would you like to come and meet my spiritual master? So she said, yeah, why not? So she came along with Nanda Kumar Prabhu. So as we see our spiritual master, first thing we do is pay obeisances, right? So that's what Nanda Kumar Prabhu also did it. So even nun also paid obeisances to Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada was very happy that, she was very accepting the different culture, right? I mean, even though she was Christian. Then Sri Prabhupada has a very nice exchanges with her, and then Srila Prabhupada was giving his perspective of, what Krishna is telling and why we follow certain things. And she also said same thing, yes, I agree. Jesus also said the same things. So Srila Prabhupada was very happy that, she was able to connect the dot, this all teachings are same. So at the end, Srila Prabhupada, gave his own garland to her and, honored her because she was very, open-minded, and then she understand that. But so that was mood of Srila Prabhupada when you deal with other faith. Right? At the same time, in some occasions, Srila Prabhupada took a hard stand as well when he saw that, certain Christians why are you killing cow? Well, it's not written in your scriptures that you should kill the cow. So when things were going out of the boundaries, Srila Prabhupada took the hard stand as well. So these are all learnings for us as well. When we see somebody is respectful from other faith, we should also be respectful for them, right? As Niranjan Swami says, devotion is not just ISKCON's property or monopoly, right? We should be about that as well. Other thing is that another very good example, past time was that in Mumbai Pandal program, so when they were doing this programs at that time, Prabhupada saw there was one Muslim Arab standing in front. So Srila Prabhupada, called him, asked his disciple and said, bring him on the stage. So then he asked him to sit next to a sofa, like when Prabhupada was sitting. So that Arab was, doing some beads in his hand. So Srila Prabhupada asked, like, what are you doing? He says, I'm fiddling with the beads. So Prabhupada took out his own beads and says, I also have beads, but I chant Krishna's name on that. So you should also do same thing. Like, chant your God's name. Just don't, do that. It's not a time pass activity, right? So, but then turn out that he was the chief of police of Kuwait. At that time, he came for some treatment, and then, he was curious about what program is this. But this is how Prabhupada was. Like, he was very open-minded. Even like, he didn't care who was. But if somebody was receptive to align with the philosophies, then he would embrace them, right? So then going a little faster, this is also a very interesting topic where now dealing with karmi relatives. So like, Prabhupada also had a nice instructions on that if some of your family members, they are not receptive to the Krishna consciousness or they don't, accept your faith, that's fine, be respectful to them. Do not be confrontational. Let them, do whatever they want to do. Like, try to help them through prasadam or some other things. But if they are still not convinced, that's fine. You don't need to confront them. You don't need to fight with them. Be respectful to them. However, he also made sure that, hey, make sure that you do not give up your Krishna consciousness because of that, right? You need to have your firm ground on that, hey, I'm respectful to you, your views and your opinions, but be respectful to my faith and my opinion as well, and I'm not going to leave Krishna consciousness. Because at the end of the day, it comes down to either you want Maya or you want Krishna. So you want to make sure that we choose Krishna, right? Every step we have this question, Maya or Krishna? It's Krishna. And then finally, deal with money and woman. So Srila Prabhupada also said, like, when we are doing these services, we are involved in the temple congregations, we'll always come across a lot of money, and then, there will be women, and, all of these things we should use in service of Krishna, right? We should not think that this versus that, right? So we should always use everything, because yogis or jnanis, they go to the, renounce everything and go in the forest, but that's not what we are trying to do. What we are trying to do is engage everything in a service of Krishna. So just be mindful, understand your boundaries, and then make sure that you follow the rules, but then engage everything in service of Krishna. And then finally, I know we are running out of time, so I'll take like a couple of more minutes. And we'll wrap it up. So this is very wonderful Srimad Bhagavatam pastime that we are recently going through in our daily Srimad Bhagavatam class. So this is an exchange between Prithu Maharaj and Indra, Lord Indra. So the short form of story is like Prithu Maharaj is an empowered incarnation of Lord Krishna, and he came with some purpose. And out of faith and devotion, he was doing a Ashwamedha Yajna, and he almost did like 99 Ashwamedha Yajna. And when somebody performs 100 Yagyas, he's entitled to become a next Indra, or Indra actually. So, as usual, Indra got scared and say, oh, if he completes the 100th one, then my position will go away. So what he does is he takes away the horse. Indra does his Indra business, takes away the horse, and then, finally they find it, and they are ready to kill him. The Brahmana says, give us a permission, we'll just chant few mantras and Indra will be done. So at that time, Lord Brahma comes, and after Supreme Personality of Godhead also comes, and explain that, Indra is the position, he has given the authority, please don't kill him. But at the same time, you are a devotee, right? You don't need any position, you are not aspiring for position. So stop your yajna at 99. And then don't go for that, right? So Prithu Maharaj, being a Vaishnava, he accepts that, he takes that position. So this message came out in a purport of that one of the verses, that finally they make agreement that Lord Prithu Maharaj will not do the 100th sacrifice. But the lesson came out is very nicely, which help us with the Vaishnava Sadachar. That when the lesson for us is that when dealing with Vaishnavas, we need to keep our false ego and envy on the side and work in a cooperation for the pleasure of Krishna and our Acharya, right? So Prithu Maharaj, and Lord calls out to Prithu Maharaj that even though he was the incarnation of Supreme Personality of Godhead, he said, you also had envy and you also had anger. Same as Lord Indra, who is the king of heaven, he also had envy and he also had anger. But for my pleasure, that you are like, you become a friends. You forgive each other, and then, for my pleasure, you are doing that. So that's the message and lesson for us as well. Like we are conditioned souls. We have envy, we have anger, we have all those good things. But when it comes to Krishna and serving temple and serving devotees, we need to put out our differences on the side. And here comes the punchline. Why? Because if we don't learn this lesson, right, then we will leave this world without finishing the mission of our human life. Right? What is our goal? What is our higher purpose? What is our why? Why is I want to go back to the Golok Vrindavan, not for my pleasure, but the pleasure of Krishna and serve Krishna over there, right? So if we distracted by these small things like this, then we will forget our higher cause, our main cause, that what we are here to do and what we are here to perform, right? So that's why it's very, very important. Prabhupada calls out this in a purport that it's very, very important that we learn this lesson from Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's why, recap what we done. We understood the meaning of Sadachar, and then finally, why we should follow the Sadachar, Vaishnava Sadachar, and then how we dealing within the Vaishnava communities, how we should deal outside of Vaishnava communities, and then find out our why and why we should do it. So with this, I would like to conclude the session. I survived 1.5 years. Thank you so much for your patience, prayers, and participation. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhuyovacha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Annankoti Vaishnava. You did so like how juniors should treat, right? Seniors are here. The question should go to seniors, not to juniors.
I was a little bit slow walking up here. Prabhu already got up, but yes, if you have any questions, we have some time for questions. Prabhu.
Sure, I will try my best, or I'll pass it on to seniors.
Hare Krishna. Any questions?
I like ISKCON, right? Like you pass it on to senior. Kuch bhi ho, Prabhu, aap senior ho, please take it.
That's one way of looking at it. Any questions? I can pass the mic to you guys.
No, I can just give a comment. No, Hare Krishna, excellent class. I'm like, how did you hide all this time and not give Sunday feast class? That's what I'm wondering. So now you're on the list.
Prabhuji said, right? Muktam karoti vachanam. I was forgot the rest of that, but I was thinking that let's see if I can run or walk.
Yeah, very good class. Thank you so much.
It's encouragement from all the devotees, right? That helps.
I just want to say thank you so much for pointing out Prithu Maharaj's point. Yes. That it doesn't work otherwise. And for the small details which you pointed out that what we should do, what we should don't. So it was a nice discussion that you actually, because we never discussed that. So everybody does their own thing, so we don't know what actually anybody is doing, if it is correct or not also. Yeah, but thank you for that, opening that up. So yeah, we'll be cautious about that.
Yeah, more lineup is coming to give deeper into that. So that's good.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Yeah, especially the why question, I got reminded of Rampad Maharaj saying that when you mentioned. And I also wanted to mention about your open-mindedness point, and what I thought of was even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? When he established Gaudiya Vaishnavism, he went to different sampradayas and got 2 principles from each sampradaya and made it Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. So it shows how open-minded Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was. And even we, like when we go to other temples, we can see always like the positive things there that we could bring to our temple here. For example, I know there is a temple in the valley. They have very organized trash system. They stack up the plates and then they throw left over in like recycle bin. So we could always improve or pick up things like that. At the same time, not compromise our principles. I think Prabhupada always said, utility is the principle, right? So wherever we can learn good things, we can bring back, and it's not basically like a kabaddi match. The devotee gives an example. You go to the other line, but then don't get caught there. You just come back learning something from there.
Yeah.
So that's something I wanted to share.
No, that's good. Like, some of those things we should bring. Like, some temples have very good flyers. Or Mataji always encourages us, like, hey, if you find something good, bring it so we can use in service of Shri Shri Radha Madhav Hari, right?
Yeah, and one more thing is, if you see even other spiritual groups, right, their meditation is very, very austere. They sit in one place, they meditate, chant for 2 hours, 3 hours, and we are always told that we should sit and chant, Prabhupada says, but we kind of use some leeway to say, oh, walking and chanting is okay. Because you have some health issues and this and that. But other sampradayas, they don't compromise on that. So that's something we can also learn, that where there is a will, there is a way. Others do it, so we can learn from it.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for being kind. Hare Krishna.
A big round of applause for His Grace Rasa Krida Prabhu. So he can do 60 minutes. So, Harihar Narayan Prabhu, remember, you have another person to schedule for Sunday feast classes. Signed you up on the rotation. Anyway, so really a lot of nice practical instructions today. And that's what we need, so that we can learn principles of Vaishnava etiquette. Even if you just pick up 1 or 2 points, it will take you a long ways, as you can see. And, I, for one, I find difficulty in sitting down and chanting. I always, walk and chant. So my apologies. I have the hardest time sitting and chanting. I can do it, but I feel I do better chanting when I'm walking, and I can concentrate a lot better, but that's just me. So I have to try and learn and fall into line as far as that's concerned. So my apologies, Kevala Bhakti Prabhu. Next week it is Kevala Bhakti Prabhu's turn, and he's going to be talking about time, place and circumstance. Very, very important section of Vaishnava etiquette. So please join us next week. After the Aarti. The Aarti is at 6:30 and the class is from 7 to 8. So please join us. It is next week, right? Yeah. And so that class will be next week. And then please also, we noticed that many of you have not signed up for the devotee care program from the 23rd, 24th and 25th of April. The first 25 spots are no charge. Otherwise, there's $51 for the family. So please join us. We've got Jainitai Prabhu coming with his wife coming to give that course, devotee care, and we really want as many of you to attend as possible, so that we can all improve in our devotee care. Because this is all these courses this year, we've been wanting to do them since before COVID. We had them slated for 1920, I believe. 2020. And, we are a little bit late. So please join us so we can improve and take our yatra to the next level. Because, we have so many nice initiated devotees, and there's so many aspiring devotees also. So we want to take advantage and put you on the right platform, the right footing, so that as you climb up on the spiritual ladder, you find it much easier for yourselves. Okay. And we have got Ram Navami Sunday, April 6th. So please join us. It's going to be an early start. We'll have a 4 o'clock start. So 4 to 5, there'll be Abhishekam. 5 o'clock Arati, 5:30 class, and then Prasadam after the class. So it's a Sunday feast program, just extended with the Ram Navami program with Abhishekam. So please join us for Ram Navami celebrations on 6th of April. And also there's, I think, just 2 or 3 sponsorship sevas available. So since you all are here, please see Shivananda Prabhu, and let's try and close that up so I don't have to stand here and ask for the sponsorships again for Ram Navami. Thank you so much. We'll have prasadam now, and then there'll be Shayan Arti and Darshan and blessings. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for attending also.
Mahaprasade Govinde Namo Brahmane Vaishnave Swalpaptulyavatam Rajan Vishwasho Navajayate Sharira Vidyaja Jodendriya Taheka Jive Phale Visheshagre Taramadhya Jivahati लोभ माया सुधर्मती ताके जिथा कठिन संसारे कृष्णा बड़ा दयामय करी बारे जीवा जाए स्वप्रसाद न दिलो भाई से अनामृता पाओ श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमी दाखी चैतन्य निताई जय निमाई जय निताई जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे। भगवत महाप्रसादम की, शीला प्रभुपाद की।
Do you want to switch to the screen with the connected device? Yes, no. One quick announcement. I'd like to thank Mamta Mataji for bringing some prasadam for this evening also. So please give her a big round of applause.
Did you buy? I need to send link to Martin. He says he ordered. You are going in the wrong way. It will not work like that. You will get delayed. That's one problem.
Go to Nova. I hope this working. Nova, live TV, antenna cable. 2 items in total. LG thank you. Tag 1 of 2. Volume 76. Back. Do you want to exit the app? Exit. Cancel. Exit button. Apps. Loading. Look, recent input, 1 of 15, PC.
He went for a natural treatment. Natural or something? He has been told to do dialysis.